Welcome back to PSC's Tech Bytes. This week we will keep on talking about the automated provisioning solution that we have been covering in the last few weeks. As a reminder, this solution is a solution to automate the provisioning of a site collection with a custom site template based on PnP provisioning, and it also leverages an approval flow in order to get approval before provisioning the actual site. From a series of episode perspective, today we will talk about the Power Automate flow, and specifically it will be a Power Automate flow that will be executed when there is a new item created in the list of provisioning requests. We will use all the out-of-the-box capabilities of Power Automate to have the approval flow and to fire an external agent function through an HTTP request. And we will have the automated provisioning started from the flow running in Power Automate. So let's move to the demo environment and let's see how to create that flow. So this is the list of provisioning requests where we collect all of the requests to provision a new site collection. And in order to have a Power Automate flow connected to this list, we simply need to go to the flow menu right here and to create a new flow. And we will select to create a new flow, which will be the start approval when a new item is added. I already did that in my flow, so if I go to flowmaxo.com, I can show you here the provisioning flow that I created in Power Automate. So let me click on it and let me edit to show you the structure of this flow. First of all, when a new item is created in the list of provisioning requests in my target infrastructural site collection, I simply start an approval flow. I start an approval flow and this item is created out of the box for me whenever I select the start an approval flow when a new item is created in the flow creation wizard. Once the start and approval has been executed, I can evaluate the outcome of the approval, which can be approved or not approved. And if it is not approved, of course, I will simply close and mark the item as rejected. If it is not approved because we go in timeout, we will upscale to the manager of the flow. And on the other side, if the provisioning request is approved, I will simply add a step which will mark the item as approved in the list of provisioning requests so that we can keep track of the approval. And then I will rely on an HTTP action which will make a post request targeting an Azure function running on Azure and providing a JSON request. We will simply be made of the input arguments that I have in the provisioning request, and that will become properties of the JSON message that I will post to the target Azure function. In fact, as you can see, here I have the title of the site, which is just the title field of the item created. I have the collection of owners and members, which is just the site owner and site member fields of my item, and so on and so forth. And I can also provide some request settings, like for example the ID of the item that represents the request for provisioning a site, the list and the site collection in which I have the item, so that in the target Azure function I can eventually use this information to write back using PnP PowerShell or any other technology to write back to my site collection and to update the settings of the target provisioning request item in my infrastructural site collection. Just to give you an idea, let me go to an executed flow, and here, for example, you can see that this one has been executed a while ago, and here I have in the HTTP request that has been executed the title, the collection of owners, which is quite a complex object from a JSON perspective, the collection of members, and all the settings of my provisioning request. And that's it. From the Azure function, I will simply get back a 200 status OK response, and next week we will see how to implement that Azure function. As usual, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you.